Hello. Get my microphone turned on so I know you all can hear me. I am out here on Watts Bar and I'm scanning. Let's make sure we get this stuff turned on real quick before I talk too much because you can certainly hear me better when I'm on this. Oh, for sure this mic's on, which I think it is now. I'm going to mark some of these fish that I'm seeing. I see some right here. I saw some right there. Let's go mark these. Mark. And it looks like I've got quite a few out here to choose from to aim at. There's a bunch of fish out here, and as you know, my problem last year was I found the fish. What I couldn't discern was the difference between the largemouth and the stripe. So I'm cruising along right now, and I'm looking at the ledge right where the shallow water starts dropping down into deep water. Now there's a big old group of something right there. Oh yeah, now there's a big old group of fish. Let me turn you around, show you. Okay, so this is a bunch of fish right here. You see all their shadows. And so what I'll probably do is run this up here. And I know that their shadows here and their bodies are up in the water column here. Now, sometimes that means don't even bother. They're up in the water column and they're not going to eat. But I don't think that's the case right now. But you can see what I'm doing. I'm cruising along. I'm just cruising along this edge. The reason that I'm out here on this ledge is because there's a shallow water right here. The current flows this way, and it should be pushing against all of this stuff, all three of these locations. So to me, it's just kind of a natural place to go start looking for your fish if you're scouting around for fish. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just kind of looking to see, what all's out here. Is it worth my time to stand up and fish on any of these? I think the one that I just saw a second ago has already got me enough interest that I'm probably just going to go ahead and turn around right here. Let's go ahead and just make a big circle. We're going to turn this thing around. Don't make me turn around for nothing. I'm kidding. Look at that big old stump and that tree. There's a fish or two right there by that tree. So here's what I'm doing. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to reposition myself just a little bit deeper than I was a second ago. And I'm going to look again. So there's definitely some bait fish out here. I can see the bait fish there, and I can see them blobs of them here and there. It's really just kind of like pick which one you think you stand your best chance of catching something on. So I'm just sort of scanning this ledge as I'm going down through here. I like this shallow hump right here, right off the edge of this. They're so easy for a bass to go in here and feed and get back in deep water in seconds. Though I have not caught many fish over here. It sure looks good. So let's see. I'm hoping you all are hearing me okay. I've got on my microphone. Maybe somebody could throw me a hands up, which is like, yes, I hear you. That'd be really cool. Look at the water temp, y'all, 77. It's about time to start swimming in this mess. All right, so now I'm actually where I was before. I'm gonna swing in a little bit shallower. I already know there's some fish in this area. In fact, I should be just about to go beside of them. There should be some fish right over here coming up based off this waypoint right here. All right, so let's just look around. I'm looking. There's some bait fish. Now we're gonna start looking right in here. This is just a little bit shallower. You could see where I was before, and now I'm kind of looking on this side over here, just scanning around, just looking to see what can I find. I see some fish right there. Some right there. They're down near the bottom. I see something right here. Now I can quickly switch and stop the boat. And then I can say, okay, I know there's some fish right here. Almost looks like nests. And then I'm gonna go over here because I also see what looks like a group of fish right there. And then we'll put this back on this view. and just keep scanning for a minute. It pays off. I know my live scope right now is not working. I'll try it again today just to see, but it's not working. And so I have to kind of count on me finding fish that will feed using my good old graphics. That's what they're for. Let's see. Haven't seen. Now there's a bunch of fish right in here coming up. If we switch to down imaging, I see all kinds of activity right here. I mean, it's all the way across the board. I guess what I would probably do is I go right here and I'll come back to this, like right there where I see it's dropping. And then I'm going to go all the way back to right here. And so now we're going to look at the big picture. So let's look at the big picture. This is all today. All this stuff you see right back here. This is today. So when I came in, I made these. I came way down here and turned around, didn't see much. I made this. I made these three, this. So you can see sort of a congregation of fish. Hopefully, I know it's awfully bright out here. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But there's a congregation of fish in this general area. So I'm gonna focus right here for a minute. You know, the only way I'm gonna know for sure is to get in here and try to catch one and just see what happens. Hello, Andre Alvarado. Good to see you again. Here's what I'm a-doing. I've been scanning, and let's see. I'm going to put the phone in the little holder. Bear with me, if you will, for a moment. I'll turn you all around. Oh, there we are. Okay, my phone locked up. I apologize. Hello, Andre, if you didn't hear me a minute ago. I'm back, and I'm gonna fish. I've already done my scoping, my scouting, excuse me, with my live imaging. So what I'm gonna do now is see, these fish are a little bit deeper, and the first thing I'll probably do, I know they're feeding on bait fish right now, so probably the first thing that I'm gonna do today is kind of imitate bait fish. That's a pretty big one compared to what I think they're feeding on. But let's at least start with that. I can always change up to a different size Kitech. And now I've got my graph up here going so I can see where my waypoints were. Oh, my drag is way loose on this. Oh, you know, I totally forgot. When I ended the other night, I had a knot in this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get out. That really stinks because I don't have tons of time and I don't have any extra line. This is my favorite rod. I'm gonna try. We'll see if we can get it out by any slim chance. Very quickly. Hope everybody's doing all right. Anybody who's joined in, I see one high on there. That's Andre, I do believe. Oh, come on, man. I need this fishing rod. This one's a little bit unique. It's a long rod with a very good feel. And it's set up heavy. You know, I could fight rockfish with this. I could fight largemouth, whatever. I don't know, folks. I think this one might be a goner until I can get home and really go through it good. It looks pretty well jacked up. I can't figure out exactly where this knot is, and we don't have time to sit and watch me do this. You know what? Come on, man. Where are you stuck? These things baffle me. I really don't know how they get this jacked up from a crazy cast. They get so incredibly knotted up that there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, I'm pretty well toast here. There's nothing I can do till I retie this completely. I don't have time tonight. Well, it just came loose, but what kind of damage did I do getting it loose? That's a question. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Sorry about that. Let's see. Okay. Yep, same thing as yesterday. This thing is just jacked up. System, my vessel, alarms, navigation, other vessels, system, off language, system information, regulatory, simulator off, power off, alarm only, speed sources. I was just trying to see real quick if there's anything at all I'm going to be able to do to influence my dadgum glide scope. Or, excuse me. Oh my goodness. I work on something called glide records and my brain doesn't understand what I'm doing. Regulatory system information, reset Garmin devices, echo map, whole ID not entered. I mean, I just don't see, I don't see anything here that I'm going to be able to do. Navigation, start auto guidance. If anybody happens to be on my channel and you see something like a way to, I've done all the updates. I did all the updates yesterday, and I don't know if there's anything else for me to update on here, but I really wish that I could get this to work, because it can turn a boring fishing trip into a really good fishing trip real quick. I mean, I don't see anything. Manage data, offshore boundaries, tracks, waypoints, other vessels, tides, currents, back, nav info, back menu. Somebody told me that there's something you can do on here to do sonar setup or something, but I just haven't seen it. Can we go sonar? It just says there's nothing here to set up. Dang it. Oh well. I'm gonna turn that off and just get over it. So let's just fish. We're gonna fish with what we do have. I see somebody commented. Let me see if I can see what he got on here. Macy Evans, hello. You've never had a bad fishing trip yet. Well, the only bad fishing trip I've had is if there's an injury, if there's something that happens to the boat that I know is going to be really expensive to repair. That's about the only thing that I would say causes me to have a bad fishing trip, would be that kind of stuff. But I agree with you. I mean, for the most part, a fishing trip's going to have to really, just really have something bad going on for me to call it a bad fishing trip. Let's see who else we got on here. I appreciate y'all getting in, checking things out. Hi, Paul. I'm filming right now on my GoPro. Well, hello. Hello there, Outdoor Duck. Good to see you. Glad you're filming on your GoPro. I know for sure there are definitely some stripe in here. They've been feeding top water for a couple days. My brother, who is also Fluke Daddy on his channel, has been in here, and he was catching quite a few bass up close to the shoreline. But the fish were actively feeding on top and feeding on minnows. Now, we've had a good warming trend the last few days, and so far, I don't see any feeding at all. So I've stayed out kind of deep, and I'm looking to see if there's anything out here on the deeper areas. Macy Evans yet. Outdoor Duck, can you hear me okay? If I stand up like this, can you still hear me all right? I'm really curious. Boy, there's a bunch of fish underneath me right here. I had a really bad backlash and had to do a whole lot of corrections on here. I have a bad feeling my line is now kinked really bad, but we'll see. I'll check with you in just a second and see. Boy, oh boy, I have completely gotten spoiled. I count on that to be able to tell me, yes, good. Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, so let's go find some of these spots. Oh, because now I don't have any kind of live scope to tell me anything. I'm gonna go with, I did some graphing on the way in. I'm gonna go look for those waypoints. And we'll count on those waypoints. We'll stop right here. And what I'm going to do, this is going to turn around violently. I'm going to try not to get thrown out of the boat. Let's see. Good, thank you. Okay. What I'm going to do is, I know that hump that I was showing you all on the graphics is right over here. I'm going to throw on that hump and just slowly reel off of it. All evening, I'm going to keep my head on a pivot here, a swivel, excuse me. I'm going to keep my head on a swivel. And I'm watching to see if there's any of this outdoor people. I guess I'm tired. I don't know. I'm going to keep my head on a swivel, and I'm looking for topwater activity. And if I see that, then I'm going to go at it. For right now, I'm going to kind of hang out somewhere here, kind of in between shallow and where the deep stuff is. Now, this Kitech that I have on is very large. Catfish will hit it, largemouth will hit it. I don't think a smallmouth would. Could be wrong. Probably even a tiny bass would hit it because they're so aggressive. But I'm going to throw this out there on that shallow, and I'm just going to reel slow. And every once in a while, I'm going to reel a little, and then I'm just going to kill it. Because what I notice sometimes, especially with stripe, they won't touch it while I'm reeling it, and if I stop, they will just nail it. It's just the funniest behavior. I'm going to reel it kind of slow, speed it up, just kill it. And it's falling. And I think sometimes they just can't stand it when they think, oh, there it is, it's half dead. They know it's fresh enough to eat. All right, so let's see. I don't see anything really here. I made a whole bunch of waypoints. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set up on those using the equipment I do have, and we're just going to look and see what happens. I mean, I'm going to fish. Now, the sun is in your all's eyes. It's in my eyes too. Unfortunately, the wind is kind of blowing it this way. But if you have questions or if there's anything you want to know, I'll try to sneak back here and get it to where I can actually see. Do you think I could catch a catfish right now on hot dog? Absolutely. Catfish will eat just about anything. You got to be patient though. I will tell you, outdoor duck, get it. You're going to have to get it somehow to where you know that it will not come off the hook super easy. And then once you get it to where you know it's not going to come off that very easy, you throw it out there, you're just going to have to sit. Let it sit for a while. Let it sit. Throw it into the deepest part of the water where you're fishing, where the channel is, if you know what I mean. Throw it into that, just let it sit. And I'll give you a hint on keeping it on there. A lot of ways to do this. I think some people take pantyhose and they cut a little patch out of pantyhose and they wrap it around the bait, and then they put the hook all through that pantyhose to where that'll hold it inside there, but still the taste is there, the scent is coming out of it and all that. So maybe consider trying that just to see what happens. I'm gonna try a variety of things to try to see if I can find some bass. They've got to be coming out of their beds and headed back into deeper water. I mean, it's that time. They should be on primary, secondary points, and they should be like right at the mouth of, creeks, river channels that kick off the main channel. I mean, they should be kind of hanging out there right now. Let's see what we got. Okay, at the little area where I walked to cast, it's 1 foot, about 100 feet out. It's like 6 feet. Is that deep enough? It depends. That's going to be really warm water. If it was winter, I'd say heck yeah, but it's not winter. It's summer, and I don't know if they're going to sit up in super warm water. They kind of like moving water. If you had any moving water that you could fish in, you'd be a lot better off. But Yeah, if you can get to that 6 feet of water, if there's any fish in there at all, they're going to be in that deepest water they can get in. For sure. I am making one assumption on your fish, and that is that there's no bass in there spawning. If there's bass in there spawning, they could be anywhere from 6 feet up into that 1 or 2 feet of water. I'm gonna go out here and just kind of right in the middle of that concentration of bait, which is about right in here. Not quite yet. I'm gonna get in here and start throwing into all those fish that I marked on my graph, and just see if any of them are at home want to play. You never know. We're coming up on it pretty quick. Yeah, I like the looks of what I see right here. I'm only in 8.5 feet of water. Yeah, I'm gonna stop right here. So I'm gonna stop right here just because I see so many fish that are out there. I graphed them. Oh, there's one, there's one. Oh, about missed him talking. I about missed this dude talking to you all. Hope I got him hooked well enough. It's gonna probably be a hybrid. It is a hybrid. There we go. As soon as I got out here where I marked the fish, I got a hybrid. Look at that bad boy. He's gonna spin out of control. I'm gonna try to get it under control really quick. Dude, if you calm down just a little bit, help me out just a little. We'll get this out of there. There we go. There's one. Beautiful little hybrid. So pretty. Not one of the bigger ones that I've caught, but it's still a nice fish. All right. Now, to not be any bigger than that, that thing nailed this. This is like a 4.4 Kitech. And that dude just slammed that thing. See what we got. Nice. Well, thank you. All I did was throw it out there and I let it sink. And these, I'm right where I marked all those fish. There was a big concentration of fish out here in a couple of spots, and it could just be absolutely full of those hybrid stripe. And they're aggressive enough. In fact, I just felt one tap. There's another one. There's one already tapping it right now. There's one. All I need him to do is grab a hold of it. So far, they don't have a hold of it well enough to set the hook on them. They were smacking it on its way down. What I'm doing is I'm kind of sitting on the edge of deep water, sort of deep water out there and shallow water here, and that hump is right in here. I'm somewhere in the middle of all that. According to my map, I'm still a pretty good ways out. From the deep stuff. It's still pretty good ways out that direction. It's interesting. It looks like my line's just floating on top of the water. I'll try a variety of baits. We'll see if there's anything that they're more interested in. I'll try, like this time, I'm gonna keep this about a foot under the water, foot under the surface. Now, a lot of the fish that I saw were down deep, but they may be active and will come just rushing up to grab something that they see that's not going real fast. Yeah, there was a minnow just now in front of the boat jumping around. And you never know, is it just because that minnow's happy? Is it because there's something in there with it chasing it? Whole bunch of fish under my boat right now. Here at 8 feet of water, there's a whole bunch. Back to the good old days before there was live scope. You actually had to pay attention. Wait, I couldn't hear if you said something. Should I do the kayak thing? Can you go out in a kayak? Should I go out on a kayak and put the bait out and paddle back? If you can't reach it, but I'm telling you what, you just got to be safe. That's the main thing, outdoor ducks. I don't want you to get hurt. If you can't cast to that 6 foot deep water, you may have to take the kayak out, you know, but I wouldn't get in more than just 3 feet deep or something if I were you in that kayak and cast out there, and then I'd get back on dry land. If you have waders, wade out there up to your knee. But make sure somebody's watching you. I happen to know Mr. and Mrs. Outdoor Duck are out of town. And I hope somebody's taking care of you and watching over you. Well, let's see. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna reel and kill it. Reel, kill it. Reel. Would probably get more bites if I would go ahead and downsize. These fish have been in here just flapping all over the place for the last few days. They may get more active this evening. It's hard to say. But for right now, I'm just gonna fish here for a few minutes, right? Because I don't see anything going on. Yeah, they're all over the place underneath my boat right now. There's a whole bunch of them under us, but I need some that are out there. It's really safe. Okay, they just got back. Oh, yay, tell them I said hello. I hope they had a good trip. Also, how big should the bait be? If you're fishing for a catfish, I mean, they'll eat big chunks of stuff. They'll eat a pretty big chunk of something. They're not afraid. Don't feel like you got to use a tiny little thing. You were talking about hot dogs. You should be able to cut up a hot dog into probably 6 pieces of bait, maybe. 5 or 6 pieces of bait. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There was something hitting that as soon as it hit the water. Maybe they want me to be aggressive and keep it up at the surface. I mean, if they came up immediately and did that, that makes you wonder, doesn't it? I'm gonna keep it up at the top this whole cast. I just noticed my bait's going sideways. That probably doesn't look too much like an actual minnow. I don't think actual minnows swim sideways, do you? Let's see what's going on here. Why would you be doing that? Oh, you know why? Because it's torn off shreds, that's why. It's torn up. We're gonna go back down. It's a bad thing about them Kitex. They get worn out fast. I'm going to go back to a small white Kitex. Let me see. In fact, I have a whole pack of them right here. It is hard to beat the color white in a Kitex. I'll just tell you. But here's what I've got going on. Using this little doohickey. This little bitty dude. And I'm putting a 2.8-inch Kitex on it because I want it to we'll downsize it because it gives you more options. There are a lot more fish that will eat this than there are a 4-inch swim bait. And, you know, if I can up my chances of maybe catching something, I think that's always fun, especially when I'm recording. If I'm not recording and it's more just me coming out here having fun, that's something different altogether. I've got this little itty bitty Kitex on this gigantic rod. Just kind of silly. There's one. Let's see if he comes back. One just tapped it. Oh, I saw him right behind it. He was right behind it. They're out there. They're aggressive. They're all under the boat right now. I'm gonna reel, kill. Reel. Stop. Nothing. I'm gonna switch sides and go back over here. Here in a few minutes, I'm gonna go up in shallower water, see if there's anything out there. Door duck got permission from Dad too. Oh, good, dude. Very good. Just remember, be patient. Get it out there and just let it sit. Take the slack out of the line as much as you can and just sit. There's plenty of fish right here. They keep going under my boat. For whatever reason, they don't seem super willing to eat. I hear some fish being flapping around on the surface somewhere, which means they're being eaten. I just don't see them. Oh, there was a hit. You might want to come back and get it. Unfortunately, if they get a hold of that hook at all, they're not going to come back. They realize fairly quick that something's not right. I'm gonna lock down right here with spot lock since I got that hit and just try some casts and just see what happens. I'm gonna fan cast. I'm gonna kind of throw and no hits, throw again, no hits, throw again. And now what I'm doing is I'm sitting on that flat and I'm throwing out into a little bit deeper water, bringing it up towards the flat. And the one thing about not having that live scope is I can't tell you how the fish are relating to the bottom, to the bait. I can sort of see the ones under my boat, but I sure can't see anything away from the boat. I'm just gonna keep throwing out there. I'll throw in that direction. There's so many under my boat, I feel like I should back up a little bit and just fish right here. What I don't know is if they're going through there in a school or if they're just chilling underneath the boat. Oh, must have been a small one. Okay. If you happen to be on it and watching, yesterday I was just dragging this behind the boat and catching, about to go head out in the kayak. You be careful. Well, nothing crazy enough here going on that makes me want to just sit in this one little spot, that's for sure. So what I'm gonna do, I want to do a little trolling. Oh yeah, no wonder I was seeing so many fish. They were just right here at the boat. Right there's one. Yeah, They're hitting this with me just trolling, pulling it behind me. There's one. We just need something bigger. Oh. These are apparently really small. I'm gonna troll right through the ones that I'm looking at on the graph here. Hey, if anybody else is watching, say hello, so I know you're on here. Oh, ow. Okay, those must be really small. Tons of hits and nothing's staying on there, so. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna troll right over the lane where I marked all my waypoints. I think I'll slow down a little. See, they're tapping it right now. There's a good school right there. Yeah, I'm going over a whole bunch of them. It's funny, I slowed way down and they're not touching it. I'm gonna speed up to the speed I was going a minute ago. See if that makes a difference. So what I'm gonna do is, because I'm catching up on my neighbor down here, I'm gonna make a big old swing. I don't wanna run up on somebody over here fishing. I'm gonna reset the boat and then we'll take off again. Okay, sitting in 8 feet of water. How big should hook and bait be? Just go with like the bait. If you take a hot dog and cut it into about 5 bites, that's what I would do. And I would use about a 1/0 hook just to try it and see. I want to troll through this group here just for a minute. And if nothing hits this, I may go in shallow. And I'm coming through a pretty good group of fish right now. Oh yeah. There's a bunch of fish under the boat right now. So, oh shoot. Man. They're back there. That one hit kind of hard. I would have thought I had that one. I'm just trolling. Okay, I see a school right here behind me, and there's just a little activity. I see them moving a little bit. And I have a feeling if I'll stay with them here in a few minutes, something's going to be busting them up. They're moving pretty fast going across the lake this direction. I'm going to speed up a little bit. I've got all kinds of stuff between me and the... I'm getting hits, but I'm all wrapped around everything. Come on, Paul, get your act together, buddy. There we go. Okay, there is something in there. I'm going to speed up quite a bit and head over here towards these minnows. I wish I could get you all set up to where you see everything that I see, but I would have to work with my GoPro, and the signal's just iffy on that. But I'm gonna get over here and watch this ball of bait fish for just a minute, because they are swimming in a big old pattern, and I can't help but think there's something kind of driving them around the lake, pushing them a little. And it could be all small fish. I see stuff in there right now popping on them, but I have a feeling it's really small fish from what I'm seeing. I don't know if y'all could look really hard and see this or not. And if anybody has joined and haven't acknowledged you yet, I apologize. I will be in there here in a minute, checking out comments. Seems like Outdoor Duck wants to chat, but I don't know about anybody else. Is that like the hook for what we used? Yeah, a 1/0. 1/0. So right out here in front of me, a little bit further than what I just cast, there was a bait ball that I saw come this way, and it kept, the minnows were flipping in it quite a bit. Oh, ah. I have a feeling it's a bunch of little ones chasing the bait, because the little flips that they were making were so small. And what I had just now was obviously very little. That school got right over here, and then all of a sudden it dispersed. I saw a bunch of little flipping around in it, and then it just broke up, and now I don't see it. There's one in front of me. I'm just gonna keep watching. I'm looking for majority of something, you know, the majority of activity before I go anywhere else. These little hybrids are super aggressive when they're feeding, and so are the stripe. Yeah, they're right here to my left. I don't see a whole lot going on, but I at least see enough in there that I'm kind of interested to see if there's something there that might strike out at this little Kitech. No. This is the perfect size. It's almost identical to what they're feeding on out there. Well, oh, man, I'm telling you what, every time I let the rod down, one smacks the daylights out of it. Every time I give up, it's like, there you go, it's what you get. Try that one more time. I almost got a major backlash right there. My brother was having a lot of luck right over here on this bank. I may try this for a few minutes though. He was saying there was a lot of activity over here, and tonight, so far today, I don't see anything. I don't see any kind of activity or anything at all. That doesn't mean they're not over here. It's a pretty view. I don't know who I may have on here watching. I've been kind of busy. Daniel Benedict, hello. Hi, hi, hi. It's good to see you. Thank you. I've caught a couple of hybrids and a few hooks sets that didn't quite make it to the boat. There were some bass in here feeding topwater in the last several days, but I might have just missed all that. Ooh, that was almost bad right there. Bon chance. I'm just waiting to see if any kind of topwater activity will take place. There's also a tournament in here today. I don't know if somebody's already come over here and really got the fish stirred up or what. You just never know. Never know what you're getting into. Some days this hole right here is absolutely dynamite. Other days, just nothing. I think I'm gonna tie on a shaky head. The power bait worm, and see if the bass are ready to start hitting plastics really good. I know they're eating minnows right now and chasing them pretty good is the reason I think this Kitech should be pretty effective, but let me see if maybe they're looking for a reaction type of bite. That would be my Rapala Rip Stop. What's different about that is it's going to make a whole lot of crazy movement, something they would have to react to real quick. You can see how I'm working it. Hello there. What is that? Tiger Muscianum? Tiger Muscianum, new follow here. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. Hey, when we hit 3,000 members, I'm going to start giving away something. I don't know what. Because it's all coming right out of my pocket, I've never been able to give away super nice gifts. But I don't know. Maybe 3,000 is time to actually give away something halfway decent. What I'd like to do, probably not for 3,000 subscribers, but if I ever hit like 5,000 subscribers, I may actually give away like a brand new medium priced spinning reel. I've been very happy with one of my Shimano's. I think it was about 150 for the reel. I've been extremely happy with it. I might give that away at 5,000 members. That'd be a nice gift to get. And all you'd have to do is sign on to the channel and say, hey, put me down, please. It'd be a pretty good way to win. You know, something I never do ask people if they have questions about is whether or not you have any questions about, that's all you fish, Shimano. That's awesome. I'm very happy. This is just a loose speed because I have it hooked up to something right now that I'm trying to see if these fish are just looking for, you know, more of a reaction bite. But I've been using my Shimano. Have two primary spinning reels that I use. Both are Shimano. One's a Vanford, which I bought and loved until I accidentally stepped on it. It still works. I replaced all the parts, and I was convinced that once I had all the parts replaced, it would be just like new, and I never could get it to go back to its like new condition. So I was a little bit disappointed because I ordered all the parts. I had a little bit of a difficult time finding the parts for it to be a Shimano. And it's not like it was way out of date. It had just, I'd only had it like half a year when I stepped on it. But the Vanford has been really nice. I'll show that to you. I've got two Dobbins Cadence rigged up right now. This is probably the one that I'll switch over. But that 2500 HG Vanford was super nice until I stepped on it. Super nice reel. But I stepped on it accidentally about like this. When I think a boat almost threw me out of my boat, a big wave boat, and I almost fell out of the boat and I stepped on it. I snapped this casing in half right here and I bent the bail. So I had to buy a whole new bail and this whole new cap. And I went ahead and did it because the reel was so new that I did not want to, you know, I didn't want to get rid of it just because it needed a few parts. Metanium DC is my favorite. Now, I'm not familiar with that one. Is that a spinning reel? That Metanium? You have to fill me in on that one. But this is the most expensive reel I have. And then it goes down to the, what's this Shimano? Altera? My other one is a Shimano Altera 2500, and I've really liked that one too. That's been a super excellent rod. It's a bait caster, Metanium bait caster. Okay, now the nicest bait caster that I own and rod, I have not spent a whole lot, but that's the nicest one that I have. That's a Corrado 170 XG. I love this for the price. And I've got that paired on a Dobbins Champion XP rod. And this I bought specifically for chatterbaits. It's specifically for spinnerbaits, chatterbaits. But of course today, even though it's a huge rod, I got a tiny little Kitech tied on. But so far, no takers. And what I think I might do, I'm gonna put my shallow water anchors down really quick because we're in shallow water. I'm just gonna sit here and cast in the shallow water since I'm here already. I'm looking to see if there's any fish that are just holed up right here because there's a lot of rock in front of this little wall. You never know if maybe there's a couple of bass laying in here. But yeah, but I think what I'll do, I think I will switch that wacky worm, which is really something I was mostly using during the bass spawn and mostly was using that down in Gunnersville. I think I'll switch that up to one of my other favorite baits, which is a shaky head. Shaky head and a, oh, what are they called? Power bait by Berkley, Maxent hit worms. Okay, I'm gonna go drop the bait. Okay, buddy, good luck. Post-spawn can be tricky. Yeah. I mean, their guts are absolutely You'd think that, okay, they're hungry, they're gonna eat. But then we have the shad spawn here immediately, right at the end of that, and supposedly that's been going on, or maybe even mostly over. And so I know in the mornings I probably would be a lot better off, but I work super early just so that I can get off early enough to come fish in the evening. And so I fish a whole lot in the evenings. But the good thing about that is, boy, that almost felt like a bite right there. Oh, I think I'm actually getting hung up. Let's keep this moving. The good thing about that is it gives me freedom to get out here in the evenings and fish. And I just, between the two, that's my favorite because I'm just so dang lazy. Oh, did you see that? Now, because I am in so shallow, something tells me that any action I see on top water right here could potentially be bass. There he is, whatever he is, let's find out. He is a bass. He's a small bass. I don't care, he's a bass. Look at there. Doo-doo, doo-doo. Hey, cutie pie. That bass is like, shut up, dude. Isn't it beautiful though? So pretty. Good luck, outdoor duck. Go drop the bait and see if you can catch something. Just a real pretty little largemouth. As far as I can tell, it's a largemouth. It's just small. Love it. Bye, buddy. Thank you. I had a feeling that's what that was because I'm only in about 5 or 6 feet of water. And typically it's going to be bass when you're in here, seeing them do that. At least that's my experience right here where I'm at right now, is these bass tend to be in here feeding on bait, and they're doing it in pretty shallow water. By shallow, I mean 2 feet to 6 feet, 8 feet. See if it might happen to have any friends out there, and then I'm going to switch up to a different setup. We have had some crazy weather here in East Tennessee, and we had, I mean, like absolutely amazing warm weather very early, and then we had a frost. What that did to the fish, I have no idea. And then this week, we've had some amazing warm weather in the 70s, been even 80 something a day or two ago, it seemed like. And then we're hitting the 40-degree range at night. It's so weird to have such warm weather during the day and then freeze to death at night. And again, the water's about 73 degrees last week, and today it's 77. I don't know what that's doing to the bite ultimately. And they're bringing this lake up to Summer Pool. They're in the process of bringing the lake up. Now I'm on Watts Bar, in case I haven't mentioned that. I'm on the Tennessee Valley Authority impoundment. I'm between the two dams, Melton Hill Dam, Fort Loudon Dam. Above me and below me is the Chickamauga, or excuse me, the Watts Bar Dam is below me. It's got Melton Hill, Fort Loudon above me, and Chickamauga below me. I'm just goofing around while I'm sitting here being silly. I don't even know if anybody's on here. I think it says there's a few people watching. Well, I appreciate you watching, whoever my audience is. We've caught one largemouth. And did I catch 2 hybrid or 1? I can't even remember. I for sure caught 1, and I lost 1, or had a good hit and missed it. So 1 or 2 that I caught, and then I caught that largemouth right there. So nothing crazy, but what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put that rod aside, and I've got this. If I see, you know, I might throw a mega bass here in a minute, but for right now, I'm not going to throw a jerk bait, but I am going to switch out this doohickey. This is 10-pound braid with a 12-pound fluorocarbon leader. And I think what I would like to do, whoops, how did you do that? My goodness, I can get myself into the craziest predicaments. All right, I'm going to, I'll just move y'all over here just so y'all can see what's going on. I'm just gonna retie for a minute. Let's see. What am I looking for? I've got all kinds of options. Let's get in. Oh, there's one. There's one. Now that's a fairly large Kitech. I'm sorry, Maxent hitworm, a fairly large shaky head, and that's too big for what I want. So I'm going to get into the box. I'm going to, I know I have some, it's just a matter of finding them in here. So I'm going to put y'all right there. Sorry, the camera's jerking all over the place. I apologize for that. And I'm going to cut this guy off. Throw him in the floor for now. I'm going to find my newest shaky heads, because I really like the size that I got. You know what? I can't remember if I put those in that box or in this box. I could even go to a Texas rig. It's not that one. It's not you guys. There they are. The spot remover in a 1/8 ounce. This is what I'm going to go to for now. I've had a lot of luck with these. So let's put this little spot remover on, and I'm going to grab one of my favorite baits on the planet. Da-da-da-da, Maxent hitworm. And I think I would prefer just the hitworm Magnum green pumpkin. Just plain old straight up green pumpkin. Shoot, good gravy, those things stink. Why does a fish want to eat that? They think in ways that we don't think, don't they? Very obviously. I know I sure wouldn't eat that. All right, so I'm going to do the standard little hooky right here. Go through the eye once, and we're going to go right back through the eye, and then we're going to hold that. So that's all we got right now. This little doohickey right here. Those two there. This here. We're going to just tie a little simple knot. And we're not going to tighten it down tight, but we're going to put this right through that little opening. Pull it, not very tight, and then I'm going to pull the whole thing through that hole that was left over so that this is on the other side. Now, I'm just going to start pulling this, and I'm going to pull this and just tighten it down a little. There's no need to go crazy. And to me, that's the best knot that you can possibly use. I'm sure there are others, and there's probably going to be somebody on here who says you only like that because you haven't seen knot XYZ that's the best thing on the planet. But I don't know, man. It would take a lot to convince me this is not a really good knot. It's not a really good knot. That makes no sense. Now this, I will say this about this spot head spot remover. It's small. You think about it, that's a 7-inch Magnum hitworm. So let's put that just under the skin, just enough to keep me out of some trouble. But here's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to be really good about, if I get a bite, I'm gonna have to give it a second to make sure it gets the gulp and get this in its mouth before I start setting the hook all crazy like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna loosen this up some. My tendency would be to set the hook just ridiculously hard, which I don't wanna do. Okay, now let's get y'all back up here. Forgive me, I hope I'm not making y'all throw up. Okay, let's see, any questions before I go back up here? Heading out. Okay, Tiger, thank you so much for joining in. I appreciate that. Oh, bait caster. Okay, good setup. Cool. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just see if there's anything right in here, just cause I'm sitting here already. I've been sitting here, so I've not been making much noise. I'm just gonna try to, well, I swear that almost felt like a fish had that running with it. That is one. First cast. I said, I threw that in and I swear a fish took off with it. And I was sitting there saying, man, I swear that feels like a fish. I almost sound like somebody talking to me. Hello?
I said, that's a good one, ain't it?
Oh, no, he's a baby. He's a little bitty. It doesn't matter, he's fun.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry I blew y'all's eardrums. Somebody was talking with me and I can't see them because they're in the sun. But hey, guess what? That was fun. Let's do that again. And that tells me something else too. I've been struggling to get many bites, and if they're going to start eating plastic, then I'm going to be using this a bunch. I know there have been there's one. There he is. He's on there too. He's another baby. Same, almost the same size, just a little bit bigger. Okay, so now, forget the Kitech. These fish may be sick of minnows. That's about a 20-pounder. You believe that, right? Let's go with about a half a pound. Plastic worm. Isn't that cute? That makes me very happy because I have been waiting for the plastic bite to kick in because I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. I love fishing with plastic worms, Texas rigged, this kind. That guy's almost torn in half already, which is a real bummer. That's okay, no big deal. Oh, you come on up. You can fish wherever. If this is where they're at, this is where they're at. These are just small, but still fun. That's 2 and 2 casts, so there's obviously a few in there. You have on plastic?
Oh, good. Ugly.
You did? What'd you get?
About 4 pounds.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's excellent, dude. Out on the main channel? That's awesome. Yeah, that's fantastic. It's been a while since I've caught a 4-pounder. This mint. Oh, that's awesome. This worm is tore up so bad. I don't know. Let's just see if they'll hit this. But how cool would that be to get in here and run into just a whole school of those that size? So that's 1, 2, 3. That's 3 largemouth and 2 hybrid, if I'm not mistaken. Gonna get really leery. They're gonna become leery of these little plastic worms if I sit here and catch every one of them out of the same little hole. I think they were further left than that cast I just made. Let's just see. I'm sitting in about 3 or 4 feet of water. Let me try a little bit further in this time. They feed all in this area. They could be anywhere in here laying on the bottom. I'm without my live scope if you haven't been on in a few minutes, and so I can't see where the fish are and how they're laying in here. So I just rolled up and just started throwing. Now that's on the bottom right there. Let's see if I can pop it loose. Yeah, there we go. Closer in you go, the more rock there is right here. May have actually hung it up that time. I'm not willing to lose it, so let's get these up and we'll go at it. I just tied it on. I really don't want to lose it yet. I might need to get a new worm on, but let's see what this one looks like. Hope you all can hear me okay. I hope everybody's having an amazing Tuesday. It's been an absolutely breathtaking day. Just so pretty outside. I'm taking a break. If you have followed my channel much, you may have seen that I'm building my big 2-car garage. I'm kind of taking a break from that. I'm not taking a break from it. I'm at a good point till I can take a break. Let's put it that way. I've just beat my body all to shreds working on it. And I feel like one of the best things I could do would be just to take a break. So I got it totally in the dry. It's got shingles on it and everything else. And now I'm just kind of chilling. I have, looks like there's a few of you on there. I appreciate everybody checking in. Outdoor duck. I made it back. Okay, I'm glad you're safe, buddy. I am glad you're safe. You missed me just catching 2 largemouth. I tied on a new lure and caught a bass on the first cast and threw it back and caught a bass on the second cast. Were they big? Absolutely not. But I had a good time. That's all that counts. That's all that matters. I just talked to a guy. He said he caught a 4-pound largemouth in here earlier. Let's see. I'm going to ease back out here. I'm probably sitting where I would normally fish. There's all different depths right here where I'm sitting, so I'm just going to kind of move around, try some different depths and see what happens. What I think I'll do is get you all situated where you're not staring directly into the sun. And then I'll turn the, actually I'm gonna make it to where we're both not staring directly into the sun. I'll come in here somewhat shallow. Then we'll turn the boat at an angle that will keep me out of the sun and coincidentally keep you out of the sun. Now what I might also do is, if you recall, when I came in here, I mapped out some fish. I don't know how. I somehow you cut your leg open? Oh my goodness. Outdoor ducks. If you've been out in that water, you may want to go put some antiseptic on that, dude. So I think what I'll do, you're not in the sun, this will work. You can see good, I think. So this is a great spot for me to just sit because I can put shallow water anchors down and now I can just fan cast and work all different areas right through here and see if there's any fish just chilling in here. I hope y'all are doing all right today. That dude's heading out. I worked around my house and worked on my garage until, gosh, I think it was almost 6:30. 6 or 6:30. And I said, you know what? It takes me 5 minutes to get down to the lake. So I decided just to come down here just to see really quick. I wanted to know if there's anything on here at all. Now, if I start seeing feeding going on out here, I'll change my approach. I just heard a fish jump somewhere, but that doesn't really mean much. I'm trying, just looking around, just to see what's up. Jeffrey Green, hello, it's good to see you again. Hey, Dane and Dad Outdoors, sup, dude? How are you? Bree6 Mafia. This is for Bree6 Mafia. She knows what it is. It's good to see you all. Awesome. I just tried on a brand new, I put a shaky head on and my favorite little 7-inch Magnum hitworm. And I said, let's just see. And I threw it and a bass hit it as soon as it hit the water and took off running with it. So I caught that guy, got him off. He was about a half a pound, threw him off, didn't throw him off, took him off. How's that? And put him back in the water and made a second cast and instantly caught another one. And then I haven't had a hit since then. Where are you fishing from? I am fishing, I'm in a boat, of course, if that, I'm not sure if you mean from is in that or what part of the state am I in? I'm in Tennessee and I'm fishing on Watts Bar. And those first 2 fish I caught were enough to destroy my bait. So let's get this guy off here. Yeah, that was 2 cast in and it broke the top out of it. I wonder if by any chance I could rig this up differently. These baits are so expensive. It'd be nice to get as much time out of them as I could. Let's try something a little different here. Let's put this, I'm going to try rigging this up just in a slightly different way. I can't get it to start on my hook. This is a very small, shaky head compared to the ones I'm used to. Now, where's that rip? It figures it's right there where I need to put the hook. So what if I put this in here like this and do that? I don't know if it's going to make much of a difference, but I'm going to try it. You're in North Carolina. Hey, North Carolina, North Carolina. In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can you taste the moonshine? Can you feel the sunshine? I can, it's right in my face. Ain't it just like a friend of mine? Hit me from behind. I've been to Wilmington. I've been to Curry Beach. I've been to, what was that place called? Cherry Grove, which I think is in North Carolina. I've been to Myrtle Beach, that's South Carolina. But I haven't been to any of those places in a very long time. I am searching for some bigger fish here, and I'm beginning to think the bigger fish have moved out of shallow water. This is my gut feeling. Often my gut feeling is wrong. Maybe today it's wrong. Let's see, what does that say? I'm in North Carolina. Oh yeah, North Carolina. I caught two fish so quick right here in the shallow water, I went ahead and settled in, thinking there must be a few more in here, but I haven't had a hit since. So what I'm gonna do is, I had marked a whole bunch of fish when I got here, out here right where the river channel meets the main lake point. I think what I'll do is just kind of stop along the way and throw out. If you're just joining in, I've been telling people all day so far that my Garmin Live Scope is out right now. It keeps telling me there's no transducer on it, and so I've kind of given up on that. I don't know. I've tried updating it. It feels like I have a fish. I do. There he is. There he is. Here we go. Let's see if he's any bigger than those last two. Let's see if he's any bigger than the last two. Okay, so that's my third fish on a plastic worm now. And I had tried a Kitech for a lot of the first part of my trip, and all I caught was stripes. So this is my third largemouth on this little plastic worm, and he's not big. Oh gosh, dude, I waited too long. I waited too long. Probably the best thing that I can do for this fish. Yeah. Well, let's see if I can. Oh, okay. If I can get the worm off the hook. Trying to break the worm off the hook. Okay, hold on, buddy. Stay with me for a minute. I'm going to try. I have one of those fish savers. Let me see if there's anything I can do to keep this dude alive. I'm gonna keep him right here for just a minute. Let's find my little fish saving device. It's not there, it's not this. Here it is, right here. And this thing is unfortunately very deep down in this fish's mouth. This might hurt you more than it's gonna hurt me, I'll just tell you. I wish it wasn't the case. One thing I do not like about this is that this one's just a cheaper one. And it just seems to me like it's just not worth a crap sometimes. Golly bum, where did you get this hook, my friend? Oh, dang it. I think I'm just gonna have to cut this guy off and let him go. I'm afraid that if I put this in there far enough to get that hook out with it, I'm afraid it's gonna hurt him more than not doing anything. Let's see. This thing does not work very well on certain sizes. Sorry, are you okay? Oh, I just got to cut him loose and let him go. I do not like this brand of tool. It's just not worth a flip. Just not worth a flip. Try this one more time. But if it doesn't come off this time, I'm just going to cut it loose and let you have it. Nah. Okay. Well, the best thing that I can do for this fish is to just cut him loose. This is not sticking in his mouth in a way that it's going to prevent him from feeding. And that should, yeah, that should be okay. He should survive. Let's just let him go. There's no blood. He's not bleeding. He took off like a jet. I think that's fine. So that's about the best thing I can do for him. And, but I am going to immediately turn around. I would never recommend these. If you're looking for those fish saving devices, I think I have managed to save one fish with these. They're all just, they're too big. You can't get them on a dang hook no matter what you do. I even filed this one all to pieces. It still doesn't work. So I don't know. I've just had terrible luck with them. Cannot recommend those at all. What I need to do is go and see what the actual brand was and get one that way, or show you all that way, because I just think this one's been just so hideously bad. Well, okay, I don't like the fact that I had to do that, but I do like the fact that I feel good that when I let him go, he took off like a bat out of the Hades. He took off just to getting it. All right. Let's get this. I'm gonna retie, okay, y'all? I'm here. If y'all are like, I don't know where he went, I'm right here. I was trying to keep y'all out of the sun, but what happened was I just caught a fish. And unfortunately, I didn't think there was one on there when I lifted up. I felt a little bit of bumping, but I didn't think he was actually there. And then I lifted up and felt him running, and I said, oh, there's a fish. And then I set the hook. Well, if you wait that long, you're kind of asking for trouble, and that's exactly what happened. I waited too long. I can't remember if you call this knot, gosh, what's it called? Palomar or what have you? I don't know. But since I've learned this is my favorite knot, which is, of course, just go through the eye and then go right back through the eye, make a little bitty hole in the opening there and shove that through there. And then you're going to take that without tightening it down and put it through the hole, put the hook through it, and then pull down, and then pull down. And that has typically just been probably the best knot that I've ever, once I figured it out, that's been like the best way to go for me. I've let myself get up on some rock here, so let me get the boat. Y'all enjoy that beautiful view. And I'm gonna see if I can get me out of here. Doggone it, Paul, you know better than that. Jeez, man. Yeah, goofed up. I goofed up is what I'll say. I'm goofed up anyway. Okay. All right, so let's slow this back down. Really dumb. Sorry about that. Took me a few minutes to get this rig back up. And we'll put this back on, show y'all exactly how I'm doing it. Most people know how to fish that are watching this. I don't feel like there's really many teaching moments. If you ever go look at my channel and look at my normal videos, a lot of those are how-to. And I feel like the people who find those are the ones who do need help. And the people who watch this just want some entertainment. So that feels good. I've got my 12-pound leader on my 10-pound braid in VizX all the way on that fluorocarbon. All righty. All right. So this time I'll be a little bit more aware of when it goes down there. You know, sometimes you go for so long without catching a fish that you forget how to like be prepared, you know, to set the hook. Kind of silly of me. Let's see, we have any comments? There's 5 folks on. Hello, everybody. Pre-6 Mafia. Next, catch a 20-pounder for sure. Well, if I'm gonna catch a 20-pounder, I'm gonna have to get off the bank. I caught that one right out there. Unfortunately, once I saw how bad it was hooked, I kind of just lost my focus and quit paying attention to where I was actually sitting. But I know he was somewhere out over in this general area. There's something hitting my worm as I'm reeling it in. Let's try back here just a little ways. That's probably 8 feet right there, maybe closer to 10. And as the evening goes on, these fish are going to do one of 2 things. They're going to start feeding topwater out here, which I think I see some out there feeding topwater. I can't quite tell, but that's kind of what that looks like. But that's what they've been doing for the last few days. But all of those out there, Paul, don't you get a bite, not set the hook on time, dummy. All the ones out there have been hybrids and white bass. So you go catch a big one. I'm gonna hop off of here. Okay, this is for you, Pre-6 Mafia. I love ya. That's my sweet, sweet daughter, y'all. I'm just gonna kind of, because I have caught 3 fish now on this, I'm tempted to just kind of stick with it, even if I go out deep. These fish have been so hyper-focused on bait fish, and maybe they are finally ready to feed on something else. I think our bluegill spawn, it still has a little ways out. I don't think we're quite there yet. Now I'm going to throw this back here where I had been sitting because that's had a chance to calm down. That's probably in about 10 feet of water. And there's that sun again. I'll try to keep you all protected from the sun. I know it's not fun for you to stare into it. But at least if I'm standing here and I set the hook, you'll know it. If anybody's just joining, you ought to let me know where you're from. Because, of course, I'm curious where everybody's at. Let's see. I'm going to kind of keep working my way out into a little bit deeper water, but I'm going to stay. There's a flat right out here, and I think I'll try to stay near that flat. I'll kind of cast this area to my right just a little bit, and then start working my way maybe. Yeah. I'll fish this for a minute. The wind is actually just now starting to blow a little bit for the evening. It's blowing me right back where I was just sitting. I hear a boat, and he just changed his mind and started turning around. Doesn't mean a thing. So I talked about this hump that's out here. In general, it's over that way. Now, I just now noticed a bunch of fish directly underneath me, and this is where I caught that bass. Was sitting right in here. I was sitting back there. The bass was sitting right here. I'm on a fish. Hey, awesome. Oh, that's awesome. I'm on a fish. Excellent outdoor duck. You're going to have to send me some pictures. It's a shallow water flat right there where I threw. You'd think that bass would just be sitting all over it, but that's this lake for you, man. You never know what these fish are doing. I hear bait fish flipping, but I can't see them. I'd say what it is they're out there on the main channel where they have been for the last several days feeding, and it's just too far out for me to see them. I'm going to throw around this dock. Everybody likes the dock fishing. Well, that did not skip like I wanted it to. Let's try that again. I'd like to send this way underneath that dock if I can. Nope. Obviously, I need some practice with that cast right there. You still on there, buddy? Yeah, okay. Try that again. Well, I give up on that. I would think that that would actually skip pretty good and go back up where I wanted it to, but I think I'm letting it go before it's flattened out. It's probably what's going on. I see a few minnows over here. Something's bugging them, but boy, they are so small compared to the ones that are out here deeper. That boat is moving on. Oh, now that time it worked. Skipped right where I wanted it to. It's on the bottom. Skipped right under the corner of that dock that you all can't see it. Sorry about that. Y'all can't even see the dock I'm throwing at. It's about that time. Wait a minute. Seem to lost my diamond in the sixth dimension. But I know. Get him, Jada. Rock on, Jada. You got this. That's kind of where those fish are, is where I just cast. Oh, look at the sun going down. We don't have much longer, do we? I've got to get out here a little bit deeper and see if I can't go find some bigger fish. They're not in here feeding this evening. I see that much for sure. This little spot has been super active in the last almost a year now, it seems like. It's so pretty out here. If you're watching and you haven't said hello, please say hello. It's good to see you all. Oh, it came off. Oh, outdoor duck, I'm sorry. Man, outdoor duck was on a fish. But it sounds like it got off. Did it feel big? Let the audience know. Hopefully it was a monster. At least you got to fight for a few minutes. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm convinced that the bass are going to be somewhere. We used to catch some big ones right here last fall. I haven't seen any big ones come out of here this year. Myself, personally, that guy that was out here said he caught a 4-pounder, but he said he caught it way out here in the channel too, the river channel. So it's not quite the same. Now this little hump that I was telling y'all about, I'm on it right now. It was like 8 pounds. Dude, that's awesome. So there are some fish right here underneath the boat. Problem is that it's going to be hard to catch them if they're under the boat. I'm sitting in 7 feet of water and it's showing some activity directly underneath me here. Kind of looks like I'm fishing in the middle of nowhere, but I'm actually sitting up on a hump. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Was that a hit or was that just a grass? I think I was getting a hit from something fairly small right there. There he is, whatever he is, we got him. It's a little bass. He was so little. He was a little bitty thing. He was big enough to get off the hook on his own, so that's pretty cool. Well, okay. That's 3 bass that I've boated and lost 1 and 2 hybrids. So we've caught some fish. I feel like I've got the brake set pretty good on this. I haven't broken the line or anything. This place sometimes just comes alive all of a sudden in the evenings, and these fish just start feeding top water like crazy. If they do that, if I see them doing it over close to the bank, I'll run in there. Here's one. Here we go. This water is loaded with small fish right now. This feels tiny, but it's a fish. Oh shoot, it's wrapped around the, where you at? Ah, don't cut my line, it's wrapped around the backside of my boat. Oh, it's a stripe. Now wait a minute, I didn't know these yellow bass would hit these things. Look at that. What is he doing? There we go. Yellow. Okay. Yeah, I gotta say, that's a new one on me right there. Yellow bass. 8 pounds. Man, I'm sorry you lost that. It's good to see you all on the channel. I'm gonna just kind of fish this flat that I'm sitting on. Kind of looks like I'm out in the middle of nowhere. The sun is going down. I know somewhere, because the bass were hanging out there in the fall, there have been a few hanging out there now, and the bigger ones were hanging out there last fall, that the spawn is, now that the spawn is over, they've got to be coming out of here, surely to goodness. They would be somewhere between here and the main channel drop. And I mean, I marked a bunch of fish. There's some right there under the boat. I marked all kinds of stuff coming in. And the problem, of course, with that is you never know what you're looking at. You don't know if that's a bunch of bass or... Some people are good enough to be able to tell, but I'm not there yet. I can feel grass and stuff out here, or debris, something. When I'm really focusing on bass, I'm looking for a change in the topography. Like I'm sitting in 6 feet, 30 feet over here is 12 feet of water. And I feel like that's just what the fish want. They want to be able to move around really quick. They want to be able to get in deep water really fast. And so I know when I'm really, really trying to just catch bass and absolutely nothing else, I'm going to focus on that type of area. Where that would be here would be, I'm basically sitting on the drop where I would like to not be sitting. I'd like to be fishing right here where the boat's sitting. So what I'm going to do is come out here, and I'm going to swap the direction that I'm chilling, and I'm going to go this way. And there's, you know, I was in 6 feet, there's 7, there's 8, 8, 2, 8, 3, 8, 4, 8, 5. See, I'm dropping off like I was saying. And now I'm coming down into the deeper water. There's 9, there's 9.2, 9.4. So here's about 10 feet of water. So that means just right there, hardly any distance at all away from me is the drop. It's that flat that comes out and then it just drops. And in my experience, if I'm bass fishing, that's where I'm going to catch my bass. If I can catch fish that are sitting right there on that drop, usually that's the ones that are going to hit really good. And what I'm going to do is, I didn't get any bites there. I have those fish marked from earlier. What I think I'll do, I'm going to turn the boat now. I'm still just right on the edge of the drop. I'm going to throw over that way. And that's going to be kind of the best of both worlds, I think. That is, I'm sitting in the river channel now. The flat is right over here to my right. And the main river channel is right up here, about another 100 feet in front of me. And so, I mean, if there's ever a place that the fish might want to stage right where it drops into deep water, that's going to be it. Now, we're only in May. We're not quite mid-May yet. And I know the ledge bite will be coming up, but surely to goodness, the ledge bite is not here yet. And even if the ledge bite was here, there's hardly any current right here. And that's one of the keys to that bite, from what I understand. Yeah, there are so many fish under me. And I could possibly, I just feel like that's all stripe. And I could possibly throw my Kitech right now. I could throw Megabass jerk bait. I could throw any number of the other things I have on and potentially catch some of these fish. But I've caught a bunch of stripe. And I'm really trying to figure out, where are the big largemouth right now? That's just something I just struggle with. I don't know how that works. If they just came off the nest, then why are they not up here, not that far from where the nest would be? They would have been back in that pocket right back there, as far as I know. Don't have too much longer. It's going to get dark fairly quick. I was hoping that if I just stayed here a few more minutes, we might get into a feeding frenzy or two, so y'all could see that. That's always fun for the audience. And that's basically when these fish go crazy and start coming up. I've told many people on here before, if I didn't know any better, I think they have cell phones, because they all come up and start doing it at the same time. I don't know how they do that. There will be fish from 200 feet this direction to 200 feet that direction, 200 feet there and 200 feet there in this gigantic area, and they all come up and start feeding topwater at the same time. I don't know if that's because there are thousands and thousands of them and they just kind of all know what each other's supposed to do, or if they've called each other on their fish cell phones and made a plan. I don't know. Well, I'm going over all kinds of fish, and if they're not hitting this at all, kind of makes me say, okay, that's not bass, that's probably just stripe. Let's do one thing. I'm going to, I don't know, man. I'm going by so many fish. It's hard to just say, yeah, let's just go. I'll turn around this way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to this drop off into the deep water, which is coming up any second now. Okay, there's 8 feet, and we'll start dropping straight off right here any second. Anytime now. There's 8.5, 8.5. We're going to quickly go from about 8 feet of water to 15 or more real quick. 8.8. There's a bunch of bait fish right there. And 8 feet of water. Okay, now there's the top water feeding I'm talking about happening right over here behind me to my right. There's a little bit of top water activity going on. Something's hitting this. Hang on. I have a feeling with it moving like that, getting hits, that was probably stripe. Yeah, now I'm in 18 feet of water. I mean, it just dropped straight off. So what I want to do now from here, I see stumps and stuff like that. I'm gonna turn around. And what I want to do is get into that shallow water and just drop right off into these stumps in this main channel. I know it's not that far. So I should be able to just do this. And that should be up there. Boy, they're busting top water over there. Oh, it's so tempting to run over there. They might even be doing it on the bank over there. If they're doing it over here on the bank, it's going to be bass. But this out here, from what I've seen, is just purely stripe. So I've drifted back up to 12 feet of water real quick. They're top water over there. Boy, they are tearing it up. I mean, if you want to just catch some stripe and have a blast, being here right now with your topwater bait on, with a fluke, with a topwater lure, and getting anywhere near one of these schools and throwing, it's an absolute blast. It's a good way to catch a bunch of numbers. Now, I have not had a single hit fishing the drop over here, except for those stripe. Boy, those fish over there just nonstop. There's a guy in a boat sitting over there. Hopefully he's taking advantage of that, catching a few of them. I haven't even looked to see if anybody said anything. One person. Well, I have one fan. Hi, one fan. Well, I got to admit, I don't know where these bass are at yet. I have a setting on this that's side imaging. I guess I could always try my side imaging. Looks like there's a big old stump or something right there. And there's some fish right here directly below me. Appreciate everybody joining in. Looks like I've got 2 or 3 people on. Hello, Outdoor Duck. There's a 3-foot shadow moving in the water. What that mean? That probably means it's either you or it's a big carp. Could be a catfish. My guess would be a carp. It could be a gar too, but it's almost certainly not something you need to worry about as far as like thinking it's going to come up and hurt you or something. But you never know. Throw out there to it and see if you can catch it. I see a few over here feeding topwater. I think I'll make a quick little loop. Go over here. I mean, I'm fairly certain right now that I could catch a few stripe, but I really, really, really want to try to figure out what the bass are doing right now more than anything. I'll drop this right behind the boat. If you've joined in and you haven't said anything, you ought to give us a shout and say hello. Let's see who's on here. It's good to have you all, whoever you are. I know Outdoor Duck's watching. I'm just looking to see. Nothing behind me, but I came across a really good looking school of fish. So I was just kind of waiting to see if there might be any bass in there that would hit this worm. Yeah, there's just really not much activity in here. It's crazy because not even a week ago, there were fish all over this place, tearing it up top water. There's a little bit of feeding going on up here close. That I bet is probably bass, but I just don't see any big splashes. It just looks like really small stuff. Kind of making a mad dash up here real quick just to see, just in case. I'm dropping off into about 8 to 10 feet of water. And then here in just a second, I'm gonna come right back up. Okay, now I'm going over fish right there. So what I'll do is I'll let the boat slow down. I'm going to give my worm plenty of slack because I want it down on the bottom. 3-foot shadow moving on water. Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you watching. I've been doing some fishing. I've caught maybe three largemouth and 2 hybrid, 3 or 4 bass, 2 hybrid. I can't remember. I think that's about right. Nothing crazy. Haven't caught any bigs, that's for sure. The spot that I'm on is so bizarre. 3 out of the last 6 days, the fish were in here going crazy. My brother managed to get in here and catch some when they were doing that. But the 2 days I've been in here, I've caught a few, but I just really can't find the bass, any size to them anyway. I mean, if they're not hitting right now, they're not going to hit probably because it's the absolute perfect time of the day to catch a good bass. And I just don't see anything happening. Nothing back there. Nothing up here where my bait is. It's in a beautiful spot. I've come across all kinds of bait. Nothing. I'm sitting in 10 feet of water and fishing probably in 10 feet of water too. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Let's switch sides. I'm gonna give it just a few more minutes and then I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go home and work for a little while. See if I can't help some coworkers with some stuff. I see a few small minnows that are popping in and out of the water, and they could just be playing. There could be something chasing them. You know, I don't know. Hello there, one. Look, bud tot lines. Thank you. I appreciate that. One more cast. That describes me to a T. I've caught about 3 largemouth. 1, 2, 3. I think 3 largemouth and 2 hybrid. I had a couple of hits that I didn't get. And I know I could catch more fish. In case you're just kind of tuning in, I know I could be catching more fish right now, but it would be stripe. And I'm just really trying to figure out where the bass are at. The spawn should be over. In theory, these bass should be just like eating like crazy right now. But that's the theory, and apparently that's not the reality. I mean, these bass that are coming off the beds should be feeding really, really good. Heck, for all I know, the spawn ended a month ago. We've caught some super nice fish right here in the fall. Nothing. Nothing. Just nothing, nothing, nothing. Let's put this back over here and different side of the bank. And I'm not throwing it all the way to the bank, but I'm throwing it within a few feet of the bank. So if there are any bass in there, I would think they would come after it. It's a bunch of rock. When I'm doing this, I can feel all kinds of little rocks and stuff. Peck, 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 little. That also means it's making noise. There's something else very possible, and that is that our shad spawn's going on in full force, maybe even coming to an end for that too, and that these fish are just so absolutely engorged with shad, they have no interest in eating much of anything else right now. They may be just purely focused on shad, and then at night when I'm in here throwing a worm, they're like, I'm not going to eat that. I'm looking for those little white things. But I threw around my Kitech for a long time, never caught a bass. But then I put on this, immediately caught a largemouth, and then the next cast caught another largemouth. And then a few minutes later, caught another largemouth. And so I was thinking, okay, you've got them now, but I haven't caught one since then. But it is getting kind of dark, and I'm using a dark worm. I don't know how that plays into the picture. Hear a boat coming up through there. There's also a big old tournament. It's good to see you all, whoever's joining in and watching. I appreciate that. I'm fishing on Watch Bar in Tennessee, a place that you all have seen me fish a bunch. You may be getting sick of seeing me fish here. One reason I like to fish here so much is because I have a perfect cell phone signal, and you all get to watch in high def, which is really good. I appreciate the cell service that I have here. The problem is there's so many more parts to this lake where I could be fishing that I know I'm going to have no signal or a terrible signal. And what I should probably do is just take the GoPro and go try that. Good luck, bud. Yeah, I saw that one. But there's other parts of this lake that would produce better fish, and I'm just going to have to go try and forget trying to go live while I'm fishing. Nothing, nothing. 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 Just nothing. Just a whole lot of nothing happening out here. Another thing that's not helping me at all is that I've lost my Garmin Live Scope and I can't find fish that are not active. I'm just having to look with my graphics and see if I can find them hanging on a ledge. And for all I know, by the time I get over there and start fishing for them, they have already moved out of there. But I don't have my Live Scope to help, you know, see what's going on. So yeah, I've gotten very spoiled with Live Scope. I'll admit it. I'll admit that now that I've had it and used it as much as I have, it is really hard not to use it, not to have to use. You get spoiled really quick with that thing. Now there's some fish on the bottom right here that I'm going over. Again, I can't see anything because I don't have the Live Scope, but you know, so I don't know, are they reacting to this bait? I have no idea. It is getting cool out here, y'all. There's a little shallow area right here to my left that comes out. Outside, there's a boat dock over there y'all might have seen when we were coming straight down through here. I'm gonna throw over here because there's a flat right there. I guess if there should happen to be any grass up there, that could be a good spot. I am curious if any of my viewers are also anglers, where you all are catching fish right now. I'd like to know. Wait a minute, was that a hit? I should be very careful. I've already messed up once and waited way too late to set the hook on a fish. I don't want to do that again. Okay, that wasn't a hit apparently. There's a tournament. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to get over here and sit in line to get my boat out. Throw up on this and I'm just about done. Just about done. Check in one more time real quick to see if there's anybody with questions or anything. Do y'all have any questions before we go? Oh, I've had a good time. I haven't caught a lot of fish. I've caught 5 fish, I think. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 fish. Bat 3 largemouth. Uh-oh, hold on. No. There's some grass out here. I keep getting in. It feels so much like a bite for a second or two. No. But the outdoor duck. C. What's the letter C? When will you take me fishing again? Let's see. When will I take you fishing again? I'm going on a cruise. I'm going to be out of town. And when I come back, I will give you a call and we will see if we can go catch some fish somewhere. Now, I will tell you, sometimes the fish this time of year is hard, but we'll have fun just trying regardless. If these happen to be feeding, we'll come over here and catch a few for fun. Then we'll run and go see if we can catch us some bass somewhere. Outdoor duck. We'll definitely go see if we can put you on a few fish. We had a great time when we went, I know that. It was a little bit colder then, but well, that bite that we were on then was really fun, wasn't it? I had a really good time back then. A lot of waves right now, and I didn't even see a boat go by, but apparently one did. I don't even know. I mean, there's a lot of activity under the boat right now. I'm in 5 feet of water. I don't know what that could be, but I also don't know if bass will eat plastic worms when it's dark outside. I don't have a clue. But yeah, I'll take you again, I promise. As soon as I'm back from vacation and have a chance to see where I'm at work and see what's going on at my house. And as soon as I think I'm in the clear and have plenty of space, then we're going to work us in a trip and we'll go somewhere. If your dad wants to go, he can. And if your dad doesn't want to go, then we'll go without him again. How about that? Hello, people stopping in. I keep seeing the numbers 345 432 2345. Feel free to say hello. I see a few heart symbols on there. Never know when my wife is sneaking in watching. She likes to get on here and watch me say I'm leaving when I haven't left yet. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Paul's Outdoor Academy. I'm about to head out of here, but I've been fishing for a couple hours and having a great time. I've caught a few bass, 2-3 bass, nothing big. The biggest one probably weighed 1 pound. That's the biggest one. And then what else did I catch? I caught 2 hybrid. I've lost a couple fish. I've caught at least 3, if not 4 largemouth. I kind of lost count, but 3 or 4. And right now I'm just kind of sitting here chatting with you all and fishing. But I'm gonna have to get my lights on here and get over to the dock soon. I would like to know, though, if there's anybody on here joining in, if you're an angler, I would love for you all to tell me if fish will eat plastic worms at night. It's just something I'm really interested in. I've never bass fished. I've never been bass fishing at night, ever, not once. It's just not really something I'm interested in doing. There's all kinds of activity under my boat right now, and I don't know what that would be, but all right, so let's get off here. Anyway, whoever's left, thank you for watching, or if you come back and you watch this as a recording, thank you for watching that. I've caught a few fish, had a good time, but it is 9 o'clock. It's time to go home. I think I'm going to work for a little bit when I get home. But anyway, God bless, tight lines, have a blessed day, enjoy the company of a good book. If you can't fish, read a book about fishing. If you can't fish and you can't read a book about fishing, go watch a video about fishing. It's better than doing nothing. Anyway, I see 4 people, but I'm going to have to get off here and go. So you all take care. Wait. Oh, whew, I thought I was going to catch one last fish, but that was some grass or something. Okay. All right. Anyway, God bless you all. Thank you for joining in, and I'll catch you on the next one.